What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my live test hands of Kewl. This way you guys can see what the combos are, learn some interaction points, and learn how this deck works. Overall, for most people, you know that synchros usually take a tuner. Well, this takes the deck to a whole new level, as all the monsters require a cool tune or a tuner monster and multiple tuners. This deck works off of being able to utilize your tuners, which can sometimes be bricks in your hands, but turns it into a way to move forward with some amazing effects. Being able to go into your cool tune cards, such as Track Maker to bounce, RS to get a negate, or a bigger, beefier monster, Mix to revive one and add one back to your hand, or excuse me, Remix. You also have the main board stuff that basically allows you a spell and trap pop, a monster pop, summon from deck. You have a lot of capability with this deck, and it's going to be one of those tier 0 or tier 1.5 or tier 0.5 decks that's really going to be taking it to the next level here soon once Blazing Dominion comes out. We're getting new support, which makes the deck really effective, where you can look at your opponent's hand, look at your opponent's deck, an extra deck, and rip cards from them. It's very helpful nonetheless, but this deck is very powerful even at this stage. But I wanted to bring it to you guys today to show you a couple hands of us going second and a hand of us going first to show you what kind of boards you can set up or how you can interact with your opponent. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into our test hands and I'll show you what we're working with. All right, let's go ahead and see what our first test hand is going to be. We're going to open up Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave, Kewl Synchro, and Ghost Mourner, and Moonlit Chill. So we have a lot of options here in which we can pop off. We're going to go ahead and activate that Kewl Synchro. Well, first off, we're going second, so we have to draw. So we're going to go ahead and draw into Hop Ear Squadron. So we have some interaction here that we can utilize. We'll first go ahead and activate that Kewl Synchro, add one Kewl card. We'll go ahead and get that Kewl Q to our hand. And then once we get that resolved, we'll go ahead and normal summon the Kewl Q. We're not going to activate the effect to synchro summon because we're going to activate the effect of Kewl Q to summon out Red Nova. So this is going to get us into further plays here to where we can then synchro summon for a level 4. Go into Kewl Track Maker, making it a little bit easier as well. From here, we'll go ahead and do a couple other plays. Sorry here, my camera's getting a little goofy. So Red Nova will trigger, Track Maker will trigger. We'll go ahead and activate Track Maker to add a Kewl card. We'll go ahead and add the Kewl Synchro. We'll then use Red Nova to add Kewl or summon Kewl Rico in defense. Kewl Rico will then trigger in a new chain, giving us Kewl Mix. So we've already got a decent part there. I feel like I'm missing an effect. Yes, I am. I'm missing the Kewl Q effect, which allows us to excavate the top 2 cards of our opponent's deck and banish one of them. So please make sure to include that in your chain if you are doing this as well. It does get a little tricky because sometimes there are effects that you need to pay attention to. All right, so we'll next go ahead and take the Track Maker, and we'll do the Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill instead because you can use this card as a synchro material and go directly into our Zaylin, the Shackled Dragon. This way we get a negation up in case we need it. The other thing is, since Kewl Track Maker was sent to the graveyard, we can add one. Well, we don't get to add, but we can return one card our opponent controls to their hand. So that's perfectly fine. Next, we'll go ahead and take Rico and Mix here. Synchro those 2 off and go into our Kewl RS. RS has the capability of gaining 300 attack for each tuner in the graveyard. Levels of monsters your opponent controls with 1700 or less attack are increased by 1 during the main phase. Quick effect, you can banish 1 tuner from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of this turn. But we do have the Mix and Rico effects, where Mix allows us to target a monster our opponent controls and destroy it, and Rico allows us to target a spell or trap our opponent controls and destroy it. So we've already got RS and Shackle Dragon on the board as well. So we're looking pretty good so far. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tuners in the graveyard, giving an additional 18. So he's at 35, making it a little bit more insane for our opponent to deal with. All right. Then we'll go ahead and set the Cool Tune Synchro and the Call by the Grave if we haven't already done so, leaving us with the Effect Veiler and Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, and the Hop Ear Squadron. We do have the Chainable Negate, which is Zaylin, the Cool Tune RS. We've already popped the monster, we popped the spell, we bounced the card, we ripped 2 from our opponent's deck, or looked at the top 2 and banished 1. We have a lot here. We also have another effect negation through Cool Tune RS, and we're increasing all their monsters with 1700 or less attack by 1. So we're throwing off some Xyz plays if people are playing that, or Synchro plays. We'll go to battle. That's 35 and 28 over whatever's left. And then we can go to main phase 2. End phase, during our opponent's turn, we'll go ahead and activate Cool Tune Synchro, getting us a Cool Tune Clip. We're not going to Synchro Summon here because there are other options in which we can do, because Cool Tune Synchro does allow us to Synchro Summon nonetheless, but we have other options such as being able to Special Summon the Cool Tune Clip and Synchro with the Hop Ear Squadron, or being able to Special Summon the Hop Ear Squadron and Synchro up with another monster on our board. We also have the option of using Cool Tune Clip or the Effect Veiler here as well. So by what I mean by this is you have the effect in which during the main phase, if this card's in your hand, quick effect, you special summon it and then Synchro Summon 1 tuner monster using this card and cards on your side of the board or in your hand. In this case, our best bet would be the Hop Ear Squadron, sending both of these to the grave, getting out Trackmaker to get us an additional additional card to our hand, and then Clip gets to rip 1 out of our opponent's extra deck at random as well. This gives us 2 extra tuners, strengthening Cool Tune RS by another 600 points, making it even more difficult to get over. It also gives us the access for Cool Tune RS to really interact with our opponent, or being able to set up another interaction to where we can set up a negation, or we can Ash or Effect Veiler, or we have the Call by the Grave as well, which can further hinder our opponent. But we do get to add a Cool Tune card, in which this case would probably the best option would be another Q in case we get stopped here. So already we've already interacted with our opponent, ripped out another card, and if they try to interact, we have Zaylin to negate or stop anything as well. But that's all that I got for this first test hand. Let's go ahead and hop into our second one. All right, let's go ahead and see what our second test hand will be. We got Synchro Overtake, Ghost Mourner, Moonlit Chill, another Synchro Overtake, a Call by the Grave, and an Ash Blossom. We do have some good starters here where we can go through a couple of options. We have that monster negation and a addition negation as well for these two. But let's see what our 6th draw is going to be. It's going to be the Q, which makes us even harder for our opponent to really stop, because if they interact with our Cool Tune Q, we can call by whatever we really need to. So we're going to go ahead and go normal summon Cool Tune Q, activate the effect, and be able to special summon a Red Nova. You know where this is going already. We're going to go ahead and take these 2 and go directly into our Cool Tune Trackmaker. And then, funny enough, Q lets us look at the top 2 of our opponent's deck and banish 1. Red Nova gets to special summon a Rico. And Cool Tune Trackmaker gives us another Cool Tune card, which would be the Cool Tune Synchro. Ironic, those were the bottom 2 cards. Anyways, next we'll go ahead and activate the Synchro Overtake. Well, first up, we have to resolve the chain. Before I skip ahead, since Cool Tune Rico was special summoned, we get to add a Cool Tune card. We'll go ahead and add the Cool Tune Mix. Actually, we'll do clip this time. And you'll see as to why here in a minute. We'll go ahead and add the Cool Tune clip instead. We'll next go ahead and activate that Synchro Overtake and then reveal the Cool Tune Remix, being able to special summon a Cool Tune Mix from our deck. While we are still locked into tuners and synchro monsters, we are fine here because we get Cool Tune Mix effect, allowing us to add one Cool Tune monster from our deck to our hand, except a level 2 monster. In this case, we can add the Kewl or another Rico. Best option here would probably be another Rico, so we can further work with our actual hand. Next, what we can do is take the Mix and the Rico in hand, and we can go into our RS. We get the Mix Monster Pop, the Rico Spell and Trap Pop, and RS gets an increase in attack points, which is also very helpful. Next, we'll go ahead and activate the Cool Tune Synchro, giving us another Cool Tune card from our deck to our hand. We'll go ahead and grab us a Cool Tune Q. And you'll understand as to why I'm doing that here in 1 second. Next, if we have the Ghost Mourner or the Ash Blossom still in hand, we can use that and the Track Maker go into Zaylin. Or we can do the next thing as well, which is take the Cool Tune Q and the Track Maker, take these two, and go directly into our Zaylin. We'll next go ahead and then go directly into our Ghost Mourner or whatever we have left, and we can make another RS. If you wanted to keep these two around, you could and make Loudness War with these two instead, keeping the Track Maker on board for going into another Loudness War during your opponent's turn. So if we walk this back, instead of going into the Zaylin and getting a monster bounce, what we can do here is go ahead and take Q and Rico and go directly into our Loudness War. Loudness War gives us a bit more protection as well, but we also have the options as well for our opponent's turn where we can go into Cool Tune Q, special summon Cool Tune, not Q, but Clip, take these two, go into our Loudness War again, and then rip one out of our opponent's extra deck and get an interactable bounce. But if we're trying to go for more of an aggressive play here, I would recommend going with Rico and Clip into another RS, and then Q and Track Maker into Zaylin, giving you a little bit more push for your plays. But you can see where the interactions would go here because you have further options, whether it's through the Loudness War or the Q and Clip play. So those are other options because you could technically end on these two, get a bounce and an extra deck rip as well, and then go into an RS, which makes it even harder for your opponent to really interact because they're both gaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 300. It's additional 24. So you have two monsters that are at 4,100, which is insanely good, and that's without using the Ghost Mourner or Ash Blossom. If those were already in the graveyard, you would be setting at an additional 600 on 41, so 4,700 right there as well, which could do a lot of damage nonetheless. But that's all that I got for the going second test hands. Let's go ahead and see what we can set up going first. All right, so going first, we're going to go ahead and get a JJ Cool Tune, a Cool Tune Q, a Cool Tune Mix, a Cool Tune Synchro, and a Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. So let's go ahead and start this off. We're going to go ahead and activate that JJ Cool Tune, giving us an additional normal summon of each turn for 1 tuner monster. Each Cool Tune Loudness War we control gains 3,300 attack while our opponent has a tuner in their field or in their graveyard. We contribute 1 tuner, add to our hand, or special summon Cool Tune monster from our deck. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for tuners. That's perfectly fine because we have further options here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is normal summon that Cool Tune Q effect to go ahead and summon that Red Nova, and then synchro up into a level 4 into Track Maker. This is where you're going to get that chain. So you're going to do Red Nova, Track Maker, and then Q. So Q will go first, and basically look at the top 2 of our opponent's deck. You get to banish one of them. Track Maker to add. We'll go ahead and add us a Cool Tune card. We'll go ahead and get Playlist. And then Red Nova to summon a Rico from our deck. And then Rico allows us to add a level 2 Cool Tune, anything that's not a level 3, basically. So we're going to go ahead and add the Cool Tune clip here. Next, we'll go ahead and normal summon our Cool Tune mix effect, getting us a Cool Tune Q. So we have further play for next turn. Now, do note that if they do ash you can chain, or not ash, if they droll you, you can chain the Cool Tune Synchro to add that. The key points here in which you want to droll is on their first add. That can kill this deck pretty easily. The other options are if they have no way of really adding or summoning from their deck, for example, say they chain it incorrectly, you can ash the Red Nova or the Rico. That would really hurt them. If you ash the Cool Tune Track Maker, that can really hurt as well. Basically hitting it with a imperm or effect veiler as well, that really does stop your opponent from really doing much. But there's a lot of good key points of interaction for this deck, nonetheless. Alright, so we got these 2 on the board, right? It's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and go directly into our Cool Tune RS using Rico and Clip. This will get us another interaction here to where we can then pop a spell in a trap and rip an extra deck card out of our opponent's extra deck. Then we'll take Q and mix and go into our remix so we can get further plays during our opponent's turn as well. Now, you didn't have to use Q. You could have technically used the Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill since we're going first. So let's go ahead and do that instead. Because Remix allows us to, during our opponent's turn, quick effect, tribute this card, choose 2 non-synchro tuners in our graveyard, add one of them to our hand. If we do, special summon the other. So this gives us further interaction during our opponent's turn as well. Next, we'll go ahead and basically we can activate the Cool Tune Synchro or the Cool Tune or set the Cool Tune playlist. There is another option where we can basically tribute a tuner and add to our hand or special summon 1 Cool Tune monster. We really don't want to do that right now as we're looking for more interaction. But what we can do here is set the Cool Tune playlist, set the Cool Tune Synchro, go ahead and pass to our opponent's turn. We'll go ahead and activate the Cool Tune Synchro during our opponent's turn, adding the clip. This will allow us to go into our Loudness War or basically our Zaylin if we really want to, giving us further protection or interaction here where we can go Cool Tune Clip, summon, take Track Maker and Clip or Track Maker and Remix, basically however you want, and go either into Zaylin with these 2 or go into Loudness War with these 2. Either way, you're getting an extra deck rip during your opponent's turn, but you're also getting an interactable bounce or you're getting a negation up. You won't get to be able to bounce back or add back a hand trap off of Remix, though. So do note that. But you do also have the Cool Tune playlist in the background, or the back row, where it allows you to target a Cool Tune monster in your field or graveyard, apply these effects in sequence for the rest of his turn after it resolves. You cannot special summon except for tuners. Apply the following effect that activates when it is sent to the graveyard as synchro material return that target to the hand, so you can do an additional pop or top deck rip, spell and trap pop, bounce, whatever you would like to do. That does give you other opportunities. But that's all that I really have for you guys, because there's a lot of different interactions that could play on here, but I wanted to show you at least how the deck plays. Alright, so what did we learn from this? There's a lot of good interaction points for Cool Tune to really pop off, but they also have to have the key cards in play. You do get to have a lot of hand traps in this deck, from the Psy-Frames to the Ghost Girls to really any interactable tuner monster. This deck is really good, can play on both your turn and your opponent's turn. It has a lot of targets and interaction as well. But what does it have as weaknesses? Well, one, if you really roll early on in their combo, they are limited on what they can do during their turn. But it also does not help that during your turn, they can also play. The other options here as well is you have to hit the right cards, or if you do not have enough interactions to stop them, you will just end up being OTK'd. The other cards that you mainly want to hit in these plays are usually the Track Maker, or basically any of the searchers that or summoners that can get you into your plays, such as if they start off with Cool Tune Q, you can imperm that or Ash Blossom it, and as long as they don't have a tuner in hand, which is very rare, they can't really do much. As most tuners are level 3 or level 1, if they have a level 3, they just go on Loudness War, and that's basically all they can do. If they go into a level 4, they can continue on with Track Maker, but if they continue on with Track Maker, you can drop a Droll or an Imperm and stop them, which can make it even harder for your opponent to really interact. Up next, if you do hit the Cool Tune RS with a Imperm or Effect Veiler, it can stop them and prevent them from being able to get the attack bonus, but please do note that that can also backfire a little bit, because you're giving them an additional tuner in the graveyard to really boost their monster. The other options are, as well, is if you hit the Cool Tune Remix or the Loudness War, you could go spell these because they require that Loudness War banishes a card, or Cool Tune Remix summons from the graveyard or adds from the graveyard back to the hand. It can also stop them with further recovery if you need to. As for some cards that you guys didn't get to see, the 3 cards that I am also playing is Vanadium Prime Heart if I'm looking to go for an OTK, but not locked into tuners. A Visas Armatara, so I can set up the Vanadium Omni Negate. And then the one Zalen the Shackled Dragon. Honestly, when the new cards come out, I will more than likely be replacing these two with the new Cool Tune Boss, which can further rip our opponent's extra deck as well. While this deck has a lot of good capability, there are a lot of weak points for this deck, so please do note when you're going through and playing against it. The other cards that I will mention that can really kill this deck are Nibiru, as it can stop your opponent pretty hard as well if you end up Nibiruing them and being able to wipe their board on their 5th summon, because usually by that time they don't have anything to further interact with unless they have a Gamma with nothing on board. While this deck is very fun and a lot of really intricate to play, and I'm sorry if I had any misplays during this video, such as adding a level 3 off of a Rico or a level 2 off of Mix. That is my fault, and I am sorry for that. However, I did want to bring it to your guys' attention, in which I hope you all did enjoy today's video, and I hope you did get to learn how the deck really works and had some fun with it. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.